Hi, my name is Harish Kesani, and today I'll talk about how to structure your presentation correctly, even if you are totally new to the presentations. You'll be learning number one, what is the structure of the presentation? Number two, why structure your presentation? Number three, type of structure. And number four, how to find the right structure for your presentation. Okay, let's understand what a structure is. A structure is the backbone of any presentation. It consists of its sections and slides, and it decides the flow of any presentation. You must have seen a few presentations where you can't find out the connectivity of one slide to another. That's because of the broken or missing structure. This leads to the confusion and disconnection, hence the audience loses the interest. On the other hand, a structured presentation keeps the audience in sync with the slides and offer them a clear understanding of what is being displayed and how it relates to the bigger picture. Let's take an example here. If you are explaining the software and its feature, then talking about the security in the depth and leaving the main software behind will impact the audience and they will feel disconnected. That is why structuring a presentation is important. Structuring is the bird eye view of the presentation. It can showcase an overview in one glance and help you balance it. The very first thing after deciding the topic of the presentation is how to structure the presentation. The structure of the presentation may be of the following type. Number one, linear structure. Number two, story structure. Number three, index structure. And number four, non-linear structure. The two key factors that determines the sort of structure to be used in a presentation are number one, type of audience, and number two, the complexity of the presentation subject. Okay, let's understand different type of structures. We start with linear structure. The safest way of structuring your presentation is a linear structure. Generally, it fits most audiences. It is very simple. It has a beginning, middle, and end. It follows step-by-step process. The flow is straight, and most of your audience will guess what will next type or section of the presentation will be. While accommodating most of the audiences type is the advantage of this structure, its straight approach kills the surprise factor, and for some, it is boring when you know what to expect. The structure is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, where you can easily guess the series and predict what is going to come next. Next is story structure. This structure is not for everyone. As the name suggests, it is built on a story, and hence the structure is named as story structure. It is kind of non-linear and used when presenter has to make a point by narrating a story through the slides. It maintains the highest engagement and is difficult to predict, but at the same time, using this structure may be risky because if your story is not woven well through the slides, the audience might lose interest or get lost in the narration. The story structure should be short, like 20 slides at the most, and the presenter must involve the audience with his speaking skills. The next structure is index structure. This structure is bound to its index of the topics. It is like a book where different chapters are bound with their index. A presenter can always refer back to the index and may break the continuity after a section or chapter, in our case, section or slide. This structure is useful in designing a product, service booklet or explaining multiple benefits of any product or service. The entire presentation is bound with the main subject, but not necessarily bound with the section or chapter flow. You should use it when you have multiple information belonging to one subject but not necessarily connected to each other. We are now left with one last structure, that is non-linear structure. This is the most dynamic structure and very few people take advantage of it. It requires a good grip of presentation skills, designing skills, and content writing. It does not follow a pattern, but the presenter plays and picks the slide as per his talk, flow, or people's queries. Although it is still contains section, but one section is independent of another, and any section can be picked, so there is no beginning, middle, or end. But presenter uses the section as per the audience or available time. This covers the very first part of the series, that is presentation structure. Before you even write a single line or open a PowerPoint application on your computer, decide upon the structure first. I have seen people making changes from one structure to another without understanding that the changing structure in the end is a disaster. I hope this will be helpful to you, and in my next video, I'll discuss how to create engaging content for your presentation. See you soon.